In today's lesson, we're going to be solving basic linear equations. This lesson will focus on collecting like terms. So in the following equation here, we need to solve for x. You'll notice we have two like terms here, 2x and the minus x are like terms. They can be combined together. When you combine like terms together, you just read the coefficients right in front. So this will be 2 minus 1. Again, remember in front of this, x is actually a 1. So this will just be 2 minus 1. So this will end up being 1x or just x plus 3 equals 10. Now we want to go ahead and solve for x, so we're going to have to subtract 3 on both sides. Doing so gives us x equals 10 minus 3, and our answer here becomes x equals 7. Let's take a look at another example. In the next example here, we want to see if there's any like terms we can collect. You'll notice here I can group together the negative 5x along with the positive 7x. Now notice here when I collected my like term, I grabbed the sign in front. When you collect those like terms, you don't want to ignore that and just take the 5x and the 7x. You'll end up making a mistake here. You got to grab the sign in front, so in this case the negative 5x and the positive 7x. So again, reading the coefficients out in front, we have negative 5 plus 7 is 2, so this becomes 2x. And then other like terms are our constant numbers are also considered like terms with each other, so this will be 10 minus 8, in which case this becomes plus 2, simplifies to become equaling 6. Now we want to go ahead and solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides, giving us 2x equals 6 minus 2, and we get 2x equals 4. Again, I want to solve for x. They got to get that 2 out of the way. The operation between the 2 and the x is multiplication. So divide across by 2. That'll reduce to become 1, and we have x equals 2 as our answer. Let's take a look at another example. In the next example here, same idea. We want to collect like terms. I have an 11x here. But we don't have any other variables of x here. So in this case here, there is nothing really to collect with this, but collecting up our numbers here, which are like terms here, we end up getting 7 minus 3 plus 4 is 8. So this becomes 11x plus 8 equals 38. Subtracting 8 on both sides, we get 38 minus 8, and 11x equals 30. Divide across by 11 here, we end up getting x is 30 over 11. When you get an answer here, you want to make sure that you can express it in lowest terms. Your 11 is a prime number, and 30 does not have a factor of 11 in it, so this is actually in lowest terms. So our answer here is going to be x equals 30 over 11. In the next example here, again, we want to collect like terms. So I'm going to collect up the minus 2x. I can collect that with the negative 5x. And then collecting up our numbers here, I can collect up the positive 5 with the positive 12. Notice that when you collect like terms, you cannot collect them across the equal sign, right? When you're collecting like terms together, everything has to be on the same side of the equal sign to collect those variables or those numbers together. Collecting up our variables here, we have minus 2x minus 5. And again, notice I grabbed the sign in front. So negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7x. And collecting up those numbers here, we'll get plus 17 equals negative 4. We want to solve for x. I'm going to subtract 17 on both sides. And I get minus 7x equals negative 21. And now we divide across by negative 7. This will reduce to become a 1, so you don't even have to write that. And then this becomes x equals 3. Let's take a look at another example. So the next example here, we want to collect up like terms first. And you'll notice here, right away, I have x plus x plus x plus x. That'll become 4x plus 2 equals 14. And notice, just to remind you, there's a coefficient of 1 in front of each of these if they don't write it. Now we're going to go ahead and subtract 2 on both sides. So I end up getting 14 minus 2. And you get 4x is 12. And solving for x, we're going to divide across by 4. This will reduce to become a 1. And we get x equals 3. All right, that concludes today's lesson on solving linear equations when combining like terms is needed. Thank you.